All right. Geek Out Tap here to discuss the blazing hot Clone Wars. Can't tell by the way I say it, but it's blazing hot. Season 7, Episode 2, for lifelong friends. Here to talk about it. It's a geeky thing. It's what we do. Editor coming out of San Antonio. Still home of the coronavirus.
Yeah, and as always, Bobby Joel, and this episode is not slowed down in tempo, as may have seemed like evident from Ed's delivery with his excessive, dramatic pauses. But anyway, we're here to talk about the newest episode of the Clone Wars, which I just started watching with these guys. Who's Echo? What happened to him? And yeah, what's up with the Bad Bunch? They seem to be pretty good. Anyway, yeah.
Boba Fresh, coming to you from San Francisco. Who's Echo, she said, and turned around the other way.
Hey, Rob Lucy coming at you from Southern Oregon. Spoilers ahead. Season 7, the final season, episode 2. Your thoughts, Ed Etor.
Ed Itor. I've been reading a lot of He-Man. Bro. That's how it is. Like, man at arms, Ed Itor. So I think one of the things I loved about episode 2 right off the bat is that it goes comedic. And if you've watched Clone Wars as a cartoon, there's a lot of history, a lot of things that are unfolded before you. There's also a little bit of comedy, and there's also some lighthearted stuff. Lucy, I'm looking at you for the droid episodes. You know how bad you hate those, and I don't like them either.
Hey, I want to ask a question. This seems like a good time. As a new watcher, what's the deal with the Anakin and Padme missing each other and not letting Obi-Wan know about it? Like, why was so much of the episode dedicated to that?
Well,
that's normal.
That's what I was building towards. I'm glad that you read where I was going from.
Well, I was just wondering. Yeah.
Having Rex or Cody, I think we don't understand which one either is at this time. But guard the door. For him just to talk to her for a second was like, I timed it. I thought it was going to be 5 minutes of wasted time. It was 3 minutes. Solid.
Wait, the payoff line was tell Padme I said hi as they're walking away because Obi-Wan knows anyway. That's the payoff.
My point was I thought it was still wasted, but I mean, at least it brings levity.
And to be honest, it ties it in with the poor tonality of episodes 1, 2, and 3. I agree. At the end of the day, Obi-Wan, if Obi-Wan is saying that throwaway line, which is not a throwaway line, because like Bobby's saying that was the build to, and like Anakin's like little like, you know what I'm doing.
Right.
Like Obi-Wan's duty is to be like, yo, dog, I gotta take you in. Like this is. It doesn't make sense. Like Padme is visibly pregnant at this point. There's just a lot of things going on that scene actually made continuity worse.
Well, how are you lying to a guy that's a Jedi? You're gonna keep it from him that the person that he's in love with is harboring his life and offspring? He's a Jedi, can feel all the energy in the universe, supposedly. Come on. Anyway, yes, Lucy, what's up, man?
Okay, so it does bring it ruins the continuity of the movies, but it also plays on the continuity of season 6. So towards the end of season 6, Anakin and Padme get in this huge fight. And Padme is like, I'm out. I'm done. This relationship is over. And that's the end of the conversation. And then it gets into the Yoda episodes. Now this one is kind of patching up the relationship again. I think before what would be considered Revenge of the Sith, or season.
Okay.
You know,
Okay,
You know what?
hold on. I just want to get the cat alive on camera so no one knows I killed it. But I also wanted to say that Strata, you're 100% right. It's in my notes. Like the way she's standing is like over her belly, like there's something in here, and it totally fucks up everything if you realize that Anakin knew she was pregnant at some point, because like there's so much wrong with episode 3 and it transitioning towards episode 4, and I think the Clone Wars cartoon is trying to fix some of that.
Right.
But it's not going to be enough now that you see her touch her belly.
So, like Lucy had said, like they've had years to kind of think about what they're going to do or what they're not going to do. So I think that they obviously let that in very intentionally. I'm interested to see where that plays out later on in the series when they reached up to do the hologram, which, and can I say one of my favorite tropes is hologram, human. Who does this in real life? Like, who even does this in real life to be like, this is what I want to do in a hologram?
Do you blame Robotech for that?
I blame Robotech for a lot of my relationship hangups. I still plan to die eating upside down pineapple cake on someone's couch. That's most romantic.
Upside down pineapple cake sounds awesome right now. Sorry.
Anyway, but 3, 2, 1. Something that I did find funny as I was watching Padme and Anakin talk, though, especially in light of going into Revenge of the Sith, is how much older Anakin looks in this CGI and better and more mature than Hayden Christensen does by the time Revenge of the Sith comes around.
I thought the same thing. I thought he
that's
looked more mature in his.
Right? Like, that's a weird inconsistency to do. Like, I understand why they did it, because it really does show the growth between episodes 1 through 7, especially in light of when you meet Ahsoka throughout that course of time. But it is really... It's jarring.
Would you say it's as jarring as the Rooster Droids, going back to episode 2? The ones that have, like, the little arms hanging and they got the little rooster cock behind them and they just shoot. They look like Rooster Droids.
I thought that was cool. I thought it was a cool way that they kind of went a little bit further and extrapolated the design of the Geonosian battle droids, which are supposed to be more the reflective of the insectoids that they were being built after. And so I thought that it was cool that they went even further with these extremely insectoid, non-humanoid designs, because I was thinking in contrast as they landed amongst the primitive people that were just, tall, Stretch Armstrong pieces of Laffy Taffy.
Crosshair is amazing. Crosshair did save Anakin, like most clones do. And I do think that is reflective of how loyal the clones are. In spite of Order 66, which means, like, when we get to the end of this, and some of these people are, like, forcibly turning their guns to shoot Jedi, I hope that's what the show will be. I hope it's going to be us finding an appreciation for the clones as individuals and as humans, and them realizing, like, fuck, man, I have to do this. And then you just realize, like, fuck, man, the military sucks.
Well, you know what?
I
think that's a beautiful note that you brought up there, especially if it plays on it, and we find out that there is a huge portion of them that decided to exercise their individuality and not be, soldier-like drones and just kill, like, the Jedi. People that we didn't see, obviously, in the movies. But also...
yeah, it'll be Rex and Cody because they're in Rebels.
Yeah, as far as I know, there was only a very small few select that ended up finding out about that chip and not doing it. But I do think that it would be very interesting for them to explore that, and what would be dope, specifically as a scene, would be Order 66 getting executed, but Palpatine being like, asterisk, not Anakin, and like the rest of the clones being like,
Yeah, wait, what?
I think another cool scene would be Anakin being like, yeah, so we're going to go to the Jedi Temple. And him being like, yeah, so we're going to go slaughter the younglings. Like, let's give us that. Give us that. We've been waiting for over a decade. Come on, Lucasfilms. Come on, Disney.
Like, this is, like, I hated episodes 1, 2, and 3 so much that I didn't start watching Clones originally until like season 5 was getting ready to wrap up, and people were like, "Dude, you have to watch it. It explains so much stuff that ruined episodes 1, 2, and 3. Like it kind of explains those missing pieces, and it's still filling in those missing pieces, which is kind of cool to watch it. That's really cool to watch it that way.
All right, let me ask you guys this then, so you can catch me up. I don't have to look through a whole bunch of seasons. Where's Yoda right now? I've seen Mace Windu. I've seen Obi-Wan.
Yoda. Okay, so if you watch the end of season 6, the last 2 episodes of season 6, Yoda finds out that they've been getting played the entire time, and the Jedi Council does not know what's going on, but Yoda knows.
You mean
something.
Palpatine?
What were we talking about?
You talking about Yoda?
Yeah, Yoda.
Yoda
is off the Jedi's anymore because like his constituents have fucked up so bad so many times, and he sees it so late in the game that he's like,
he just fucking leaves. He just desponded.
At the end of season 6, he's getting ready to bounce to Dagobah. Like he's
oh shit!
Yeah,
He's just like so burnt out.
He didn't just find Dagobah at the end of episode 3, like, well, if this battle's lost, then I'm just gonna go to this planet. Like he had that planet planned out.
He
the Force told him to bounce and go to Dagobah. That happens at the end of season 6.
It's a 50-50 planet, but if you watch Rebels too, I mean, they go there for a reason. There's maybe it's not Rebels.
Strong with the Force.
Yeah, man, it's fucked up. It's
strong with the Force.
The only thing that can hide him is being in a place that's 50 dark side, 50 light side.
Really?
Yeah, man. Bobby.
That's the last 2 episodes of season 6.
Bobby, move your hand just so I can see where you're at.
What?
Left hand up.
Left hand. There we go. That was a perfect.
I want to talk about the cool design of the Techno Union and the diesel steampunk look of their technology and their hyperbolic stasis chamber, and the way we don't see a lot of cyborgs in Star Wars universe. The anti-droid rules and all that stuff have made them very, very rare.
Well, wait a second though.
Except for General Grievous
and
General
Luke.
Grievous.
And so, exactly. So yeah, it's a rarity, like Luke, and
Vader.
that. But the part of storytelling wise, that's supposed to tell us that someone has merged with the evil. The good and the evil are supposed to be merged together. Vader thus having so much of himself, Luke having a little bit of himself by that point, cut off and replaced cybernetically, and then turning slightly into the dark side. Grievous going all the way over into the dark side as much as he could, with it, where he's just a shell. Point being, is that I think it's interesting, Darth Maul cut in half with his legs replaced cybernetically within Clone Wars, which I thought that was kind of a callback to with Echo in this episode with his cybernetic legs, but also a bit of foreshadowing with the mixture of man and machine. And
look, on the note of like Rob talking about exactly that, so No, I'm just completely fucking blanking.
Where are you, Bobby? I can't even see you right now.
What I thought was also interesting was the good or bad aspect. I never even thought about that, with the cybernetic thing being a mix of the good and bad. You know, the robot and all that, droid or clone, or droid and flesh. And so it almost seems like it's intrinsically more evil because they even understood, like, we don't have your friend, we have his mind. Like, they were more just like raping his dead body and using his mind as a computer than they were like making him like part of a thing at all, even not against his will. Like, and that I think just became more intrinsically evil, more dark side, if you will.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
I
the
agree
one
with you
that-
because at the end of that episode, like Rex is like, "Oh my goodness, what have they been doing to you
He
for
did,
how long?"
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Going back into like how the clones relate with each other and they form bonds and friendships. And first, Rex is going into this episode like, I have to rescue my friend. Now, does Rex leave this episode like, I need to get revenge for my friend?
Crosshair is by nature the most like ambivalent, right? Like, fuck you guys kind of clone, right? He's the one who's like still talking shit when everyone else is like in the group. He's still the one that's like a little extra distant or whatever. But in episode 2, when Anakin's in trouble, he's the one that saves him.
Mm.
And not only that, he's like super cool about it. Like, yes, you know, which kind of is sad and good in a way, because that's how like intrinsically etched in their soul they are to back up the Republic and in some way the Jedi. And to see him be a clone who's like a clone that is not a clone in any way, shape, or form, still have an identity and still have that little piece of him that's like, oh, I gotta fucking save this guy real quick and then I'm out of here. You know, it's fucked up, man. They're genetically like meant to do that, and he's personality wise not the type to ever do that.
Mm.
So something I was thinking about going on that idea of how they're pre-programmed and how they're genetically altered, modified to have this extra love of war. One could presume if they're based on human physiology, part of that love of war is tied into testosterone. Are clones bred with a sex drive to go along with
Or
that testosterone?
are they eunuchs?
And so if that's so hormonally, do you have just these super angry dudes that don't have any other way to release except for go fighting because they've been bred to not want to have sex and or have the desire to have sex?
Are you suggesting that every clone in the Clone War is a Ken doll?
That's what I was
Bobby.
suggesting. If you can chemically castrate people in our world and we're doing it, why would they not genetically castrate their army? They're selling to people. You want them to run off because they want to have a family? You want that to be a non-factor.
Damn.
You got to think like a clone seller, man.
Bobby, cold calling us right now on some clones.
I got the best clones in the galaxy. My clone's like a Ken doll, smooth like a dolphin. Boom, I sold it like that multiple times. And you know what? That was like a Jedi mind trick.
It totally
Hey, yo,
was.
Star Wars tie-in.
Your car's choking me.
Someone save Rob. Save Strotter.
I want happy people in this world, not pissed off people because I'm trying to make an extra like $20 off you or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
It's not like
Unless you're pissed off and want to change the world, then go vote. I don't care who you vote for.
Hey, I like that. Vote.
Just participate in the system. I don't care who you vote for. Just participate in the system.
Exactly.
On that
Whether
note,
you feel the burn or you want to make whatever great again.
Oh, Lucy,
Participate.
that's what I thought your hat was this whole time. That says Echo Base. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I just
Make the empire great again.
Yeah, seriously.
That's why
I want everybody to know that Strutter gave me this hat. Everybody needs to know that.
Something dark side. I thought that a really cool feature was how much time, maybe a bit too much time, but how much time they spent on the translation feature and text visor between the languages. Again, one of those things that shows you that we live in a day and age where people have the time and the means and the interest to pause and break down and read these things and turn it into something meaningful for the real world pop consumer. And it just goes to show you the true care that's being put into this final season. And I am really happy with what I'm seeing make Alderaan great again.
I'm really excited about what I'm seeing too. I would also like to say happy birthday to my brother from another mother, Boba Fresh, Robert Strutter.
Hey, happy birthday, Boba Fresh.
That's me.
closing out Geek Outings, I would like to say that Bobby's brown skin always pops for me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do some comments underneath. We appreciate all that. We're doing this for you as a people, culture, geekdom. If you agree with some geekdom or geekiness or you don't, say something.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we do. We do it for people to feel it and feel that vibe. As usual, coming to you live from Santa Monica with all their crazy moons and giant Jedi. Bobby Joel wanted to check out from Geeking Out, so keep on geeking on. And besides liking and commenting, hey, share it. If you know someone that would like this stuff, share it on their page. You never know. Something you guys will watch together and laugh about. And hopefully you see something you like. So keep on geeking out.
Boba Fresh from San Francisco signing off.
Hey, Rob, Lucy coming at you from Southern Oregon. I agree with what the other guy said. Let us know where you want the direction to go. We don't have a director here. Our fans are our directors. Help. SOS.